Guys, welcome to the channel, welcome to the garage. So I'm here in the garage. This is my 2015 Tesla Model S. It's a P85D. I've had this car almost 3 years. This is actually my third winter having this car, and it's December time. The temperatures are getting lower. Here's my forecast for the next 10 days. So it's really time to start putting on some winter tires. Now, the big question is, do you really need to have winter tires on a Tesla? Even if this is all-wheel drive, a lot of the Teslas are all-wheel drive. They do have a great all-wheel drive system in them. I live out in an area where it's pretty flat. I don't have a lot of steep inclines. It doesn't get as much snow as if I was up like more in the mountainous area. But we do get snow, freezing temperatures, and I've gone the last 2 winters without doing winter tires on this car, just regular all-season tires, and it's been fine. I do have a truck that I'll drive if it's like really bad weather. So I've been fine without the last couple winters without doing winter tires, and I decided to pick some up for this winter. I found these this summer. These are the Pirelli Sottozero 3 winter tires that are for the same size on these 21-inch wheels. Now these wheels here are a staggered set, so I think they're 8.5 wide in the front, 9.5 wide in the back. 245, 35, 21s in the front, and then 265s in the back. And so I found those sizes right here that I'm going to put on. I found these over the summertime. I found those on eBay. These are like, the rear ones were brand new. These ones have like 99% tread left on them. Just over $500, like $540 total out the door, shipped to my home from eBay directly. Now I'm kind of on this big tire kick because this summer I got these tire machines, a mounting balancer, and the whole thing to be able to change out tires. And so I'm like, hey, why don't I just get some tires? We'll swap them on. Normally, if I take these to the tire shop, they'd probably charge me $120, $150 to swap these tires off, rebalance them and everything. So it's like, eventually my machines will kind of pay for themselves. So in this video I want to go through, I want to see what the wear is. These are the Arroyo Grand Sport AS tires that I put on it's probably been 6-8 months on there. I probably have about 10,000 miles on these tires. I want to see what kind of wear I'm having on these, and then I want to put these winter tires on and kind of just go through that process. One thing you want to do before you start jacking this up, taking the wheel off, you want to put it in jack mode. Cars that have, this has the air suspension, cars that have air suspension like the Model S's and X's, you want to put it in jack mode. The Model Y's and 3's it doesn't really apply to. So one thing I want to do before I lift the car up, I want to just break the lug nuts loose, because I'm going to be loosening them by hand. I'm not going to use an impact driver. I got the wheel jacked up. I'm just going to get I'm using a 22 millimeter socket. These are an aftermarket lug nuts. The factory ones got all marred up, and so I changed these over when I switched these wheels. These wheels were black powder coated. These are the 21-inch, I think they call them the turbine wheels. They look awesome. This is a gloss black powder coating, and then I'm using these lug nuts to kind of a gloss black lug nut as well, so it helps kind of match the wheel coating. And then these center caps, found these online. It's pretty cheap to buy new center caps with the red painted in, which looks really cool because I have the red brake calipers. So while this is off, I'm going to clean up my brake caliper just a little bit, just because it's hard to clean that with the wheel on there. So I'm going to take this over to my tire machine, take this wheel off, and put one of these winters on. I'm going to do that 4 times. All right, I got my valve core removed. Guys, you see here, this is not a Tesla branded tire machine. These machines I got on eBay, and they're kind of like the cheap Chinese ones on there, but they had this really weird name on it, and it just looked goofy. And so what I did is I ordered these Tesla decals to put on here. I feel like this is like the ultimate Tesla garage accessory. If you have a Tesla, just because they go through tires so much, that it's helpful to have a tire machine. So I kind of have both my balancer and my mounting machine here with these Tesla logos. I think it looks pretty cool. All right, I got my wheel up here clamped on. I'm using my lubricant, my tire lubricant. I want to use this very generously because I'm putting these tires back on come springtime. So I don't want to damage these tires. So I'm just going to use this bead roller here and just kind of go back and This machine has these helper arms, so it's got a bead roller, it's got a lifting arm, and it has like a bead presser arm. So that it's kind of like a double assist arm in one, and it makes doing like lower profile or run flats or really any tire a lot easier on this. So these are the Arroyo Grand Sport AS. These are the 245/35. I just want to measure my tread depth here. Wow, does it really have that much? Just over 830 seconds. So I'm going to replace the TPMS sensors. The ones I had in there were some cheap ones, and they never got programmed properly, and they just didn't work. And I always had a TPMS light on. So now that I have the tire off, I'm going to put the new ones in here. All right, I just took this tire over to the car. I wanted to make sure that I'm getting, because they are directional. So I want to make sure that I'm having the right side, the correct side facing out, so the rotation is correct. So this is going to the side I'm going to go out on it. I lined it up to the car. This one's on the. This is going to be on the right side of the car, passenger side of the car. So I'm just going to put my tire lube on both sides and we'll get it mounted on. All right, I got the top bead and the bottom bead on now. I'm going to unclamp it and fill it with air so I can seat the bead. So there's just a few things we put into the balancing machine. We put in the measurement from this little point to the edge of the rim. That's measurement A, 0.5, and then the last setting, rim diameter, so we're going 21 inches. All right, guys, I got 3 of my wheels taken off, remounted, new tires on there. These are the 2 rear ones. These are the Arroyos, and I just was going to measure the tread depth here so we can get an idea of how they're wearing. Like I said, I think they have around 7,500 miles on them. That's about 730 seconds. Yeah, these are reading around 730 seconds, so these are wearing really good, no abnormal wear. They're not wearing more on the shoulder, and these have held up really. I'm really impressed with these tires. These are definitely going back on in the springtime, and I would highly recommend these Arroyo Grand Sport AS. And I've been happy with the performance of them. All right, working on my front. This is the last tire I have to do. When you're jacking these cars up, you want to make sure that you're jacking. There's the jack points here. On this Model S, there's like 3 holes on the bottom here. That's kind of the jack point. On the Model 3 and Y, they have just like 1 hole that you will jack under. So I want to make sure I'm jacking on those jack points and not too far under. You get too far under, you can hit the battery, because the battery is really just right under there. This is a really stiff sidewall. These aren't run flats. But this is a really stiff. These smaller sidewall tires sometimes can get difficult. So what I want to do is I want to put my bead roller, because what you want to have, you want the tire to be under the head here, but over this back feather. That's how it goes on. And so there's not a lot of sidewall to really work with. Okay, so just like that, over this back feather, under the head. This roller here, bead roller, helps keep it under the head. Otherwise, this wants to tend to lift over it, and if this lifts over the head, it's not going to go onto the rim. And then this helper arm is just going to press this down. This keeps the bead down into the drop center. If it's not in the drop center and you stretch this around, it'll tear this bead, which we don't want to have happen. That's mounted. Let's get this unclamped. All right, ready to put this back on. Balancing went good. All right, guys, got the tires mounted up, everything put back on the car. Looks really good. The tires look good. These were hard. These were a little harder than other tires I've done in the past on my machine to get them mounted on there, to get the old ones dismounted. But got them on. They balanced up pretty good. I'm just kind of going for a test drive here. I'm just leaving the car wash. I wanted to get the car all clean. It's been rainy the last couple of days here. So I'm just going to go on a quick test drive here. Just want to make sure the balance feels good. How they kind of feel compared to the other ones. See if there's any little more road noise. There might be. I thought about the possibility of getting the 19-inch wheels. I had the 19-inch wheels on this car before. These are the 21-inch wheels, the smaller tire side rims, and then just get a dedicated set of rims and winter tires for those, and then just slap them on. I just like the look of the 21 so much. that I just found. Luckily I found a good deal on these. If you get a dedicated set of like winter tires and rims mounted up all together, you want to usually go with the smaller size. The smaller size that your car can fit, like this car can fit a 19-inch wheel. If I'd have done the 19-inch wheels, there's more availability and more snow tire options for that size versus the 21. There's very few options for this tire size, so I was pretty lucky to find these tires for as cheap as they are. Normally they're probably $400 or more a tire. I got them for just over $500 for all 4 of them, which was a pretty good deal because not a lot of people are running winter tires on these 21-inch wheels, and it's kind of a unique size. Because this is an older Tesla, like older than 2021, they have the TPMS reset procedure here. So if I go into the service and I go to TPMS reset TPMS sensor, kind of like reset the programming, and then it'll search for the new ones, and I should just, after driving, it should just be able to read those, and I'll be all set with that. I shouldn't have to scan them. So guys, I'll give you kind of an update as I take these off in the springtime. I'll kind of give you an update on how they've worn, how they've performed, kind of give you because right now, obviously just driving them for 10 minutes, I'm not going to find much feedback. They feel fine, no wobbles, there's not a lot of road noise, so they feel just like the other ones did. Okay guys, so to address the question of do you need winter tires or snow tires on your car, you probably know if it's really obvious. If you're like me where it may not be necessary, like I've gotten by the last 2 winters and I worked out pretty good. The last 2 winters I didn't need the winter tires. This winter, you know, could be different, but usually in my area I probably have maybe 10 days per year where it's really bad. And those days I usually just avoid driving altogether if I can. So my recommendation would be is if you live in an area where you might need them, but you probably be okay without them, maybe try without them. Just try the winter. If this is your first winter with your Tesla, and you're not sure how it's going to act or if you're going to need them, if the existing tires are going to be okay, just go without them this season. See how they work, and then you can kind of readdress it next season. Go from there. Guys, well, thanks for watching the video. Leave your comment down below. Share with us what your thoughts are on whether you need winter tires, you don't, what your experience has been with your Tesla during the winter time. I'm curious to read those. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.